Hey everyone, Robert Plank here, and I want to talk to you just for a second about this thing called the missing piece. Because remember when you first messed around with websites and even you heard about this thing called WordPress and you can make any kind of blog that you wanted, and all you had to do was pick the right theme, pick the right plugins, toss up some content, cool. Now I've got traffic. Now I'm making some money. Now I'm making some sales. Now I have this content, blog commenters, subscribers, all that good stuff. Except for what happened was you probably, like most of us, fell down this thing called the rabbit hole, right? We said, ooh, I've got to figure out my site stats. I've got to add this plugin. I've got to have this redirect plugin. I've got to get this SEO stuff figured out. And the next thing you knew, it was almost a full-time job just keeping everything up to date and looking into the latest and greatest advances going on with WordPress. And I don't know about you, but me personally, I went through a dark period of WordPress time where I was frustrated and disappointed because, WordPress sites were supposed to be like the holodeck on Star Trek. I just say, I just want this stuff and it's all the legwork's been done for me. I just can connect the pieces together. I can just click and make what I wanted. Except for I had to keep up to date on, maybe this theme stopped being put in use and, who's other cool theme, or have to keep track of all these plugins or these settings or these tweaks. And the next thing I knew, well, should I even bring up my plugins page? I guess I will. We have all these different things, and they're all out of date, and they're all things that I don't know if I need them or not, and I really want to help you manage and fix all that, all right? Because I went through this period where I had to remember that I have to, get all these links set up and these security plugins and SEO plugins, and I even questioned myself, well, is it worth it anymore? Because if I want to set up a new WordPress site, I have to go plugins, wherever that is, add new, and then I have to, if I hear like a security plugin's good, I have to go and type that in. If I hear a forum plugin's good, I have to type that in. SEO plugin, over and over and over and over, and it literally would take days or weeks just to get back to a different kind of site that I wanted and had. And so I had nowhere else to go, nowhere else to turn to, so I created a tool that I know you're going to use right away called Plugin Dashboard to allow you to install all your plugins and configure your blog in one click. And let me just show you how this works. So we've got this Plugin Dashboard membership site. We've got a link where we can grab it. So what we can do is we can go to our blog. Here's my blog. It's called robertplank.com, and this is where we have different products for sale and different things that I go and write about. And what I want to do is just kind of get a handle on all the plugins and maybe see what I'm using and see what I might want to add or not. So I can go to plugins, add new, and I'm going to upload this plugin that I've just saved from a members area called Plugin Dashboard. So I'm going to upload this thing called Plugin Dashboard. All right, so I'll just do, you might have seen some kind of screen like this where you click on install now and you do all this good stuff. And so we're going to install this thing called Plugin Dashboard. I'm going to activate this plugin, and as soon as it's activated, I'm going to go to it and I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. So we've got this thing called Plugin Dashboard, and we'll go to it. And I guess let me show you the first magic trick. Once this loads up, boom. I didn't touch anything. It filled all this in for me, and we're ready to rock and roll and manage some of our plugins. So you go to this screen here, and instead of having to research and look up all these different things, it's actually just got a list of the most used WordPress plugins. And Lance actually went out there and asked people and looked at what they're using, what they're not. And so I'm talking about, like, if you ever needed to add some custom CSS code to your site, or if you had to add some extra, tracking code like a Facebook pixel or Google Analytics, things like that. Instead of having to find the best one, we're giving you the best one. If you want to add a signature under every post to your blog, all you have to do is check a box, and then it will just add that plugin to your site. So I just check that box, I click Save Changes, and what it's going to do is it's going to go out there and, whoops, let me make sure I got my stuff. It's going to grab the plugin that I wanted, that add signature plugin, and boom, it's already on there. And now it's just going to come back, and as soon as this loads, we have the new plugin on there and enabled. So basically, instead of having this huge mess of stuff, I know there's a lot of plugins, but now we can just easily see what we what we have on our site and what we don't. And so if I want to, add some security stuff, I want to limit my login attempts, or if I want to add a security scanner, all I have to do is just check a box, and now those plugins are added to my site. But wait, there's more. So you know that me and Lance have a lot of different WordPress plugins and things like that, right? We have things like Paper Template, Member Genius, Backup Creator, so many different things. And so what we like to do is, well, we don't like to have to go and grab those and find the different, plugins and links and keys for licenses, things like that. So what we've added in for you is if you're logged into, say, Income Machine, I click on this paper template and boom, it fills in my details right then and there for my paper template. So if I want to add paper template plugin to have sales letters, if I want to add a contact form, if I want to make my website mobile friendly, all I have to do is just check these boxes, and I can just go ahead and use these different things I have. I'm logged in a Backup Creator, it just grabs my information right then and there. I'm not even sure what kind of plugins I want to have on my site. Well, we have these collections here. So basically we have this SEO blog collection. You click on this one thing and it'll say we're just going to put in all the things you need, like giving people the ability to subscribe to comments, to have your own contact form, to protect against spam, all just put in there, all for you, all in one place. But wait, there's more. Even if WordPress is somewhat of a mystery to you, and you're just like, well, okay, I've got this all-in-one SEO pack, but I'm not really sure how to use it. Well, we've added this tutorial link next to the plugins that it identifies. So you can click on this one button here, and it will load up a video showing you exactly how to use the all-in-one SEO plugin. We have over 108 tutorials built into this this plugin. And so at any point, if you say even like, well, I'm going to look at the plugins I have, and if I go and I'm like, well, okay, I'm not really sure what some of these plugins are doing, and I'm not really sure what this Google XML plugin is, no sweat. We've added in this tutorial button, this link, and right there it'll just pop up and you can easily see someone's instructions on how to use and customize that particular plugin. But wait, there's more. So I've got this site, robertplank.com, and that's all well and good, but I want to use some of these plugins on a site called Dentist Interlock. And on Dentist Interlock, I already have a theme, I already have some content, but I want to just move all the plugins over that I use in Robert Plank on Dentist Interlock. And so normally I'd have to, write down each and every one and go and remember where I downloaded them or use some FTP kind of thing. But what we can do by using Plugin Dashboard is we can just go and say, well, here's this download link. I can click on that link and it will just save the plugin right then and there to my hard drive. This is the missing piece of WordPress that it should have been built in, but it's not. So now it's built into Plugin Dashboard. And so what's really cool about doing this is we can go to the other end here. We can say Dentist Interlock, and we can go to Plugins, Add New, and then we can upload that plugin that we just downloaded. So we got this admin word count, and we're going to put it in there, and we're going to install it. And now that one plugin we've copied over from my Robert Plank blog over to this Dentist Interlock blog. But that's no good if we want to move or copy a bunch of plugins, right? So I'm glad to yes, we can just go to Add New, and we're going to install Plugin Dashboard on the receiving end of this. So we're going to have one copy of Plugin Dashboard on my Robert Plank blog, and one copy of Plugin Dashboard on this Dentist Interlock blog. And so let me show you this right here in action. So we've got Plugin Dashboard installed on a site called dentistinterlock.com. We've got Plugin Dashboard installed on a site called robertplank.com. And so what I could do here is if I said, all right, well, I've got this all-in-one SEO pack, and I don't want to have to go over to the dentist side and remember what it was called. I can just go and right-click and copy the link for the all-in-one SEO pack, go over to the dentist site, go over to Plugin Dashboard, and instead of having to save and upload, I can just say in the Plugin Dashboard, I can just paste in this all-in-one SEO pack, and it will just pull the plugin from one site to another. So I mean that's kind of cool, right? That's a nice little trick there. But what if I wanted to copy all of my plugins from one site to the next? Glad you asked, because we can go over to Robert Plank and say transfer all activated plugins, and it gives me this pop-up. And we can just say right click and copy all these plugins. We can go over to the dentist site, and I can go over to where we can just list plugins to install and just paste all these different plugins. So I can click on that, and now it's copied. Doesn't matter if I have 10, 20, 100 different plugins installed on one site. Now they've been copied or moved over to the receiving end. So pretty cool. Doesn't matter how many there are. It'll just crank along one after another and make sure that all the plugins I had on one end are now successfully copied onto the other end, which is the Dentist Interlock site. And so instead of having to do these one at a time and wait around, we can just do it all using this plugin dashboard plugin for WordPress. So what's cool about this is this is great if you happen to use some custom plugins or some premium plugins where they might not all be easily found on the WordPress directory, but you do know that you have them installed on one of your sites. Well, now you can just move them over or copy them over to this other site. So people love the plugin dashboard plugin. I mean, check this out even. Like we've got all the standard plugins that we had enabled, but then here are all the additional ones that were also copied over from my other blog. And so what's cool about plugin dashboard is you can pretty much set most of your WordPress settings all in one single page. You don't have to remember, okay, I've got to go over to delete these other plugins and things and update this and that. I don't have to remember to change the site title, or these things called permalinks where you can set the link structure of your site. Well, now you can just say, boom, I want to set this link structure to that, and plugin dashboard handles the rest. And even if you say, well, I want to even try out some new themes for my site, I can just go and switch around and try some new ones. I can say, all right, well, let me try this customizer theme right here. I can just say switch the theme to customizer, and this will install that theme, and it'll go out and make sure that all my other plugins are up to date while we're at it. So check that out. And now when we check out the Dentist Interlock site, well, now the theme has been changed to whatever this was. And even if we say, all right, I kind of like the other one better, I can just go back to plugin dashboard, switch the theme right back to what we had before, and we're back to where we were at. So, I mean, this saves tons of time. This saves tons of guesswork and headaches when it comes to making these WordPress sites, these point-and-click sites. You can just use this one single plugin dashboard tool to go and load up all the plugins you'd use for your normal site, or copy them all over from some other site you had, or just to get something quick up and running right away on your WordPress site so you can get back to having fun, making money, doing your thing. I'm Robert Plank from Plugin Dashboard. Thanks for watching. Get it right away, right now.